Good evening. A community comes together in an act of solidarity for a fallen Marine returning home after being killed while serving our country. Thousands came out to honor 26-year-old Private First Class Wayne Vincent.
Vincent was killed last week in Afghanistan, and today his body returned home to Florida. TV20's Jamel Lanee got reaction from people who honored Vincent along the motorcade route. But our team coverage begins with TV20's Crispin Lopez, who was a part of the procession, tells us about that emotional journey home.
Silence enveloped the tarmac of the Naval Air Station as the flag-draped coffin carrying the body of Private First Class Wayne Vincent was carried by his fellow Marines. Last week, the 26-year-old was killed in Afghanistan, and today he would finally be heading home. After Vincent's body was placed in the hearse, the law enforcement motorcade began the somber journey back to Gainesville.
To see thousands of people lining the streets in the entire Naval Air Station, Jacksonville, shut down, literally, people stacked up on the sidewalks paying tribute and waving flags as far as the eye can see.
More than 10 law enforcement agencies took part in the escort. Mile after mile, the perfect formation glided through the streets of north central Florida, greeted by thousands of waving flags and salutes.
Next to the birth of my children, I'd say that's probably the most humbling experience I've ever been a part of.
The majority of the ride was carried on in silence, the only sounds coming from cheering onlookers scattered along the way.
To be able to bring PFC Vincent home to his family, it's very special to me, and a very moving experience. Marines Semper Fi, always faithful.
More than 2 hours later, the procession reached its final destination. Family and friends looked on as Vincent's body was carried into the funeral home and a private room. The hero had arrived.
The family will get to grieve, put their loved one to rest, and the community will show the kind of support that our fallen heroes are deserving of.
Crispin Lopez, TV20 News. Now here's Jamel Lanee with a look at how people from all over took time to remember this fallen hero.
Many people lined the streets this afternoon to come out and pay their respects to a fallen hero, Donald Wayne Vincent, who made his way into Gainesville for his final resting place.
It's very close to my heart, what's happening here today.
Some with heavy hearts and some with smiles. They came from all over to line the streets with colors of red, white, and blue. All this to pay their respects to 26-year-old Donald Wayne Vincent, who lost his life in Afghanistan last week.
These young men and women go there where there are real bombs and real shootings, and I love this young man. I don't know him, but I love him, and I thank him for what he's done.
The procession, which began at the Jacksonville Naval Air Station, making its way through north central Florida, traveling through Middleburg to Stark, where hundreds of people turned out.
I have a friend, he went into war, and I just think that if that was him in there, that I would want people to come over here and respect him.
Continuing south on 301, the motorcade finally arrived into Gainesville. Numerous veteran groups set up at different locations along 39th Avenue.
This family has been extremely active in the local area, helping support the Marines and other military organizations. So it's just our way of showing our support.
Those who heard of Vincent and who have loved ones overseas can't hold back the tears. A salute and a final farewell to one they say was so brave by making the ultimate sacrifice.
If it wasn't for them being over there taking care of us, then we wouldn't be able to be out.
Donald Wayne Vincent will rest here at the Williams Thomas Funeral Home until tomorrow. The funeral is at 11 a.m. at Westside Baptist Church off of Newberry Road. From there, he will be laid to rest at the Forest Meadows Cemetery. Reporting from Northwest Gainesville, Jamel Lanee, TV20 News.